So I won. Yeah. I'm ready.
They show the curve stop.
Isn't that funny? You know when you know, right?
Yeah, I wasn't, it's been to, actually, the last 2 years.
It was straight through.
I'm tired of people calling.
Well, I'm here.
Part of what the unit.
What?
That's good, I think.
Perfect time.
Oh, I should have, I never.
This is totally isn't expecting you
I,
to
well,
the colors.
I am Iowa State's.
really?
Posted.
Oh, wow.
Well, it was interesting. I mean, when they put up, still won. Usually when they put up 50 points, the other team's got 80.
Yeah, right.
So. Which is really nice.
Yeah, it is.
At the right time.
Sixteen, huh?
No.
It's pretty hard not to at least be mentioned.
No.
So, but. And one more, that might be all it takes.
No.
No,
Got it at Menards.
buy one, get one free.
Probably.
The weather today?
This Curtis, not that Curtis. This Curtis, not that Curtis.
And this is the Curtis too.
Unfortunately.
With a K.
Who, what?
With a K, like mom was with a K.
Greg, I can't believe your father.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, yes. You got it, so.
This meeting to order at 7 o'clock. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. United States of America. So could please put their mics on.
Now.
You just asked that. Clerk, please call a roll of the council.
Denny Bell,
Here.
Curtis Shears, David Bishop,
Here.
Craig Gray,
Here.
Todd Rolfs.
Here. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying no. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So move.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Sorry, that's gotta be a roll call.
Bell,
Yes.
Bishop,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Rolfs.
Yes.
Motion passes. Next, we'll have the public hearing adopting the budget for fiscal year 2022-2023. Do we have a motion to open the public hearing?
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying no. Public hearing's open. Have we had any oral or written objections filed?
We have not.
Is there anybody that would like to address the council? If you would, please go to the podium.
Council, or just like this, we just,
For public hearing, you can go up and address the council,
okay,
or you can address the council during citizens input.
but we don't have to fill out a form?
No.
Okay, because I didn't,
You want to be on the agenda, right? You want to be on the agenda?
Right, or if you want to speak on an agenda item, under that
Let's just get
item.
up and talk about those, we would.
Right.
Correct.
But I don't have to have a form for that?
No, nope, it's a public hearing. Anybody can speak during a public hearing,
That one just-
or during citizens input.
All right, thank you.
Seeing no one else, I'd ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed signify by saying no. Motion passes. Do we have a motion to approve the resolution adopting budget for fiscal year 2022-2023?
So move.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call vote?
Rolfson,
Yes.
Bell,
Yes.
Bishop,
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
That resolution passes. Then we have a public hearing for a comprehensive plan, future land use map update. Do we have a motion to open that public hearing?
So move.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying no. Motion to open the public hearing passes. Have we had any oral or written objections?
We have not.
Anyone that would like to address the council?
And what P and Z did in regards to.
Can we go ahead and close the public hearing then we'll discuss it at the council level.
Okay.
If nobody else wants to address the council on this? Okay, can I ask for a motion to close the public hearing then?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying no. Motion to close the public hearing passes. Sorry, Todd, and we'll get to your question.
Well, I
So,
enjoyed the minutes, I'm just trying to follow exactly what they did or didn't do.
in our zoning ordinance, in the comprehensive plan, I guess, not the ordinance, our procedure is it goes to planning and zoning first, they provide a recommendation to the council, and then it's up to the council whether they want to approve it or not.
Right.
So it went to planning and zoning to amend this. We actually had a map that Mike had been working on that kind of updated some other changes that had taken place over the years that weren't updated on the plan.
That's what's in our packet here, the colors?
This,
Yes,
that's
This is what-
Mike's,
yes.
This is Mike's plan, and this is what
Oh,
P and Z
yep.
looked at.
yes. We're also finally gonna get started on updating the whole comprehensive plan, which will include this future land use map. So they were kind of the opinion that they didn't even wanna look at the land use map now, we would do that. We could do the whole update, which would probably change again at that time too. But to be compliant with state law, we should really update the comprehensive land use map before we before we do the rezoning. Because we're supposed to look at the land use map, if it doesn't match, then you're supposed to amend the land use map and then do your rezone. So what I would recommend the council, rather than trying to go through this whole thing, is that we just amend the map to change, right now, for the rezone that we have tonight, that's identified as commercial on our current map. And I would just recommend that we change that to industrial manufacturing for just the portion that we're rezoning, and then look at the whole map when we do the comprehensive
Okay,
plan
well, that's another
update.
question. What is the ground that we're talking about rezoning? I got the legal description, but part of this and 300 feet of this, and I would have loved to have seen a map someplace on what this legal description is describing.
Yes. Sorry. We have one. I didn't realize we had one until this morning. So, planning and zoning had a map with their packet, and when I got the information from planning and zoning, I didn't realize there was a map, and so I didn't include it with your information. I added it to your packet this morning. Is it not? It's not part of your,
I don't see it, I'm sorry. New computer, so, no, I didn't see it. Was it a separate email?
no. It should have just been added to your packet.
Map or?
No, it would be with the rezone. The map would be. No, go, just keep scrolling. Let me go in there. It's not in there, sorry. Because it's a link through our Dropbox system, and when I add stuff to that, because I've already created the link, I guess I thought it was went in there and was part of it.
All right, so P and Z's seen this pretty map, and then they've also seen what is being asked to be rezoned
Right.
on a separate map. And you wanna rezone and then update the map.
No, you have to update the map first.
So why are we even rezoning then?
Then the rezone is compliant with what the map says, because you've changed
So
the
we
map.
need to approve the map that we haven't seen yet tonight.
future land use map. No, just the future land use map for the portion that that we need to rezone.
Moving the colorful map.
Not the whole map, no. No. Because when we redo the whole comprehensive plan, then we'll redo the whole map. So at this point, we only want to update the area that's being rezoned on the future land use map, to change that from commercial to industrial
And that's
manufacturing.
the pretty in pink side here on Hawkeye Road.
Correct.
And
Yep.
how many acres is this ground that we're asking to be, getting ahead of myself and right ahead of everything, how many acres is this ground that we're gonna rezone? Or talk about rezoning tonight?
That I don't know.
Okay, does it sit directly to the south of Hawkeye, or Prinsco, or east of Prinsco?
It's directly east of Prinsco, on the other side of the road. And then it comes south and goes back to Hawkeye Road.
Right, so it's a rectangular piece similar to what Prinsco owns on the east side of the road?
And then further south.
Yeah, it's,
Down to that.
Jessup Mayor.
It's that whole pink area?
Well, Princeton
No.
is the road.
Yeah, no, here's Prinsco, I got that.
It's the, it's
Just the northern end of it.
the plain pink.
This whole area here, this whole thing, we're rezoning.
No, it comes, squares off,
Right here,
yeah,
so it's this L shape right here.
and then this is, I think, our.
That's Prinsco.
Yeah,
The
so
new
it
business
goes
is gonna be
down and
located
over.
where?
Like
Right
a
here?
backwards L.
Going this way, this way?
Yeah, just come-
New business wants.
is that you're trying to put it up?
Thirty acres. 30 acres?
I don't know.
How many acres you got, Danny?
Huh?
How many acres you got?
We are.
10?
Area that's highlighted is what they're looking to rezone. Roughly 20 acres.
Okay.
And the business is actually looking at locating in this area.
Way more acres than what I would think they would need, but
But since
That
he's
would be-
doing the rezoning, he wanted to rezone another portion in case something else comes along.
So that's what they're gonna buy from him, is that 5.95 acres?
Yes.
At the end of the day?
Yep.
And how do we access that, or who pays for that, or how does that happen?
They're putting a private drive in along the south side of Prinsco here to get back there.
Piece is the initial piece that when the rezoning first started, this was the only thing they were going to rezone, what Chris just had up there, and it's changed twice since that to what that is. So it kept growing as more discussion happened, apparently.
Really, at the end of the day, not to get ahead of ourselves, and I apologize for making that happen, but what do we,
So for the land use map, we want to amend just to change this portion to industrial manufacturing. That's the only change we
That's
wanna
it.
make to the land use map at this time.
Oh, not all,
Not,
everything else
not
to the
everything else,
south?
just
and-
this,
Just that.
and then we'll look at everything else when we do the comprehensive plan update. But this will keep us compliant with the rezone that's on the agenda next.
And I put this legal description in the resolution to approve the future land use map. So it's, the legal description is just for that, so it's specified, it's just for that piece. To change the land use map.
Everybody understand what we're asking for?
And P and Z had no problem with it.
Well, they approved the rezone.
Yeah.
The changes to.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say, after they,
Yeah, so they don't have a problem changing this to
M1, M2.
M2. I think they just didn't wanna look at the whole map.
That makes sense. Thought they weren't doing their job. Smile on my face.
So we need a motion to approve the site map. Is that how you want that worded?
Well,
There's a resolution in the
Resolution.
council
The
packet
resolution?
to
Okay.
amend the future land use map.
Yeah.
And that was, there's a legal description for this area right here
That.
to change
Okay.
it from commercial to industrial manufacturing.
Okay, all right.
Yep, just
Not the whole thing.
this here.
The
that's
backward
The
highlighted.
L.
whole thing.
The whole thing.
Okay, not just that.
Yellow there.
16.
Now, I had a phone call today and one of the neighbors didn't get a letter.
So like I started out initially saying, when the rezone first came in, it was just that very top portion cut straight across. And so when the employees went to get the 200 feet people, got the 200 feet people based off of that first top square. And so that was who got sent the notifications. But then it changed to add more to the rezone, and that was an oversight.
We usually send that letter out as a courtesy,
Yeah, no,
but I looked in our zoning ordinance and to do an amendment, the only thing it says that we have to do is do a public hearing. It doesn't say that we have to send the letters out. So legally, I don't think there's any problem proceeding with the rezone.
Is that what she-
No,
Not to
I didn't,
discredit your legal degree.
I did not ask Heather that.
Right.
Yes.
With the lane.
Like this.
Yeah,
Go straight
pretty much
across.
lining up with the Prinsco.
Like that.
Yeah, right there. That was the original rezone request, apparently.
Okay.
Right.
Correct.
Correct.
Was notified, correct.
So planning and zoning wanted to extend it further to the south, or who made that request?
That was Renchi's request.
Renchi's.
After we met with them and they were talking about, he just decided to do this. He's not really looking to sell
Okay,
any
so he
other
doesn't-
land out there right now, but he just decided to do this whole parcel. And then it's 300 foot of this 0039.
Okay.
I get
One less step if something else would happen to come up. But right now, talking with him, he plans to farm the rest of that. The only reason he's even selling some of this off is because it's an agricultural business that he does business with, and it's gonna benefit his farming business.
We just gotta get them to sell equipment.
It won't happen in the next 3 months, we're good. Maybe I can go to work for him part-time. I want a motion to approve the resolution.
To amend the future land use map.
Okay,
We'll do the rezone, we got public hearing for the rezone next.
okay. I would make that motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any other discussion? That'd be a roll call vote.
Wright,
Yes.
Bishop,
Yes.
Rolfson.
Yep.
Bell.
Yes.
That resolution passes. Then we have the
I
public,
would, I know it's done and over, but I'd like again, not to question your legal degree, but yours is just as good as mine in some respects, but I'd like something from her that says that it's okay that we don't have to do that.
that's for the rezone.
Yeah, well.
Coming up next.
Yeah, okay, all right.
We have a motion to open the public hearing for amendment to an ordinance rezoning certain property for Ben Renchie.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying no. Public hearing's open. Would anyone like to address the council regarding the rezone?
For Douglas Street. I just have a couple concerns, because number one, you're getting kind of close to my house and with industrial stuff. It made me a little concerned. And the reason why I am concerned is because fertilizer does have some explosive qualities to it, especially ammonium nitrates. So I was kind of doing some research on the internet, and there's a small town in West Texas, about the size of us, of Jessup. And they think it was arson. They've never really determined what started the fire, but they thought it was arson or lightning strike, or a golf cart. Why a golf cart would start a fire, but anyway. The fire reached the ammonium nitrate. There was an explosion that was felt more than 30 miles away, and it registered at a 2.1 magnitude earthquake. The blast crater was 10 feet deep and 100 feet wide. The flaming debris caused fires over half a mile, and the furthest piece of the debris was found 2.5 miles away. It impacted 350 out of 700 homes. 142 were destroyed. 51 had major damage, 27 had minor damage. 130 were otherwise affected. It destroyed the West Rest Haven nursing home. It's a tongue twister. There were 15 fatal injuries and 288 non-fatal injuries. You guys are, and I am all about growth, and I'm about getting new business into, because I think it's great. But at the same point in time, I'm not sure that's a really good location for that type of a business.
Just make one comment. I don't know anybody that uses ammonium nitrates anymore.
Online, it looks like everybody does.
You use nitrogen, but not ammonium nitrate
Okay.
as a practice. And I can't say that they're not gonna, but I would be really surprised if they did. Because it's pretty much all urea or liquid nitrogen at this point anymore.
I did ask the owner of the business about that. He says that they will not be using ammonium nitrate.
Yeah, I
That
just-
you're not even allowed to use that in Iowa. The only people that can use that are explosive dealers.
Right, yeah.
Anyone else want to address the council?
If they manufacture this or whatever they're doing, how are they gonna haul it out of there? Semi? Or are they going to wanna spur off the railroad? Because I understand he was asking for property close to the railroad track, according to what's in here, Does that mean he might want to spur sometime? I'm not talking about tomorrow. I'm not talking about, I'm just asking if that's a possibility up there that they're gonna want to spur.
At the planning and zoning meeting, he said that could be a possibility in the future, but right now they're planning on
Right, not-
mostly semis hauling it out, trucks.
And he said he's not gonna do liquid, but,
No, they are doing liquid.
I mean, yeah, they are doing liquid, but they're not doing,
Anhydrous ammonia.
right.
I don't, that's what I've heard through the grapevine. I don't know that they would
What
be.
liquid are they going to do then? What chemicals are they going to use?
Well, they'll probably have some pesticides and bulk storage inside the facility. I'm basing this off what I see it out here.
Other places, you're
at
not
the
talking to
FF.
him.
No, I'm not talking about him specifically, but from my understanding, what they're doing is gonna be similar to what the co-op or FS was out here. Like most fertilizer plants, they'll have stainless steel tanks, more than likely that would hold insecticides. Now, probably not insecticides, those would probably be in shovels, but herbicides that they would send out in these 300-gallon shuttles in somebody's pickup or whatever. Probably mostly liquid nitrogen, which is a 28 or 32% nitrogen solution, which everybody's got. That's very, very common.
Who's going to monitor EPA?
Who's gonna monitor it?
Monitor it?
Well, the state of Iowa.
State does?
The state?
Does the state do it?
Oh,
Or who does
absolutely, absolutely.
They're very, very strict, I know,
Yeah.
but
We put, and just from my experience, we put some of these facilities in that are smaller than this at farmers' locations. I put 3 of them in. I got 2 to finish up, that they'll have storage of liquid nitrogen and on their farm. And it all has to be diked. It all has to be loaded on a load pad. So if there's any spills, it can't get away. We put a special liner inside them.
leaks can still happen, but just like with any other.
Anything's possible, but the state, all his plans have to be approved by the state of Iowa, by IDLES.
Yeah. You're talking about ammonium nitrate.
No,
What are you
not
talking,
ammonium
they're not going
nitrate.
to do that.
No, that's a dry fertilizer. Ammonium nitrate is
Okay.
a dry form of nitrogen that's
And they're
pretty
going to
much
have,
went away because that was the same product that used when they blew up, in Oklahoma City.
yeah, that's what
It's
they
the
were just saying.
same type of thing, and it's pretty much, I didn't know for sure if it was outlawed in Iowa, but thought it was, but I didn't want to say anything.
That's what
But,
Mr. Sinclair told me.
yeah, I bet it is, but,
And they're gonna place 6 people and maybe to start with or something.
yeah, that I don't know. And I would think that the products would be coming in on rail, not going out on rail.
But in the meantime, they're gonna use semi.
Yeah, if they do rail, I wouldn't think that they would ship, because they're not manufacturing anything there. They'll do some blending of stuff, I would assume, but,
That's what they're saying,
yeah, but they won't manufacture anything. That's a whole big deal, whole different animal.
yeah. Ammonium nitrate. Yeah. Thank you.
Anyone else want to address the council? Well, we had a written
Yes.
objection.
We had one written objection and we had one oral objection.
I had 2 people contact me too that wanted to express their objection, Larry Thompson and Jason Thompson. There's nothing else, so I'd ask for a motion to close the public hearing. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying no. Public hearing is now closed. Someone want to make a motion on the first reading of the ordinance? Is there a second? We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Again, oh, how, I mean, so we're just doing the top part. We're doing the whole thing. I can't remember now. What'd you say earlier?
What's highlighted in yellow here?
The whole thing.
That's part of this whole thing.
Yes,
Even though we haven't notified everybody, supposedly, we're still gonna go through with this.
that's the request. I would suggest maybe just doing the first reading tonight, and we can check with Heather and come back and do the second and third reading at the next meeting, just to make sure that she's okay with that. Yeah, I just got that late this afternoon too, and didn't even think to ask Heather about it.
Well, I didn't realize it was a courtesy. I thought it was kind of,
Yeah, no, I looked in the ordinance after he called me, and it didn't say anything in the ordinance that we did it, but I know that we always have done it in the past, and we did to the people on the northern part of it. My recommendation would be just do the first reading tonight and then wait on the second and third until after we talk to Heather. Is there any other discussion on the first reading of the ordinance? Do a roll call vote then?
Bell,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Rolfson.
Yep.
Bishop.
Yes.
We have a motion to waive second and third reading. Seeing none, we'll move on to citizens' input. Anyone like to address the council for citizens' input? We have departmental reports.
yeah, well, the weather turns nice. The library just explodes. So they can build, or they can dig a new basement out there even though we've not accepted it.
It has been accepted. The improvements haven't been accepted, but the subdivision's been done.
We haven't done a final acceptance after, I mean, they got a punch list they gotta do before, and then we accept the final type thing, or?
That's just for the streets and the water and the sewer. The properties have been legally divided.
Oh, okay.
That was way back at the beginning.
Okay.
You just don't accept maintenance or anything on the street, water or sewer until the
Our punch list is done.
Yeah,
I understand.
and then their maintenance bond doesn't start until we accept it. So all the infrastructure out there is still on them. It's all private till we accept it. But it has been subdivided so they can sell lots and build houses.
Okay.
No? We'll have plenty of capacity for the water that they're gonna use.
What?
We'll have plenty of capacity for the water they're gonna use.
You don't think
No, they will use quite a bit.
that?
We'll move on to new business. If there's nothing else under departmental reports. We have the insurance quote from Miller Vogel. Went up about $10,000 from last year. $5,000 of that is on our property insurance, and most of that is for the water tower. We had that way underinsured for 1,000 or something, I think.
Yeah.
And it would be probably $2 million to build a new one if something were to happen to that. Any other discussion? Roll call vote?
Rolfson?
Yep.
Wright?
Yes.
Bishop?
Yes.
Bell?
Yes.
That motion passes. Then we have a resolution approving final plat for Mark's First Edition. Should be all ready to go. The only thing that we're missing is the performance or the maintenance bond. So I would recommend that we approve the resolution contingent on receiving that maintenance bond.
We're going to do that, right?
Yes, we're going to do that. Right?
Seen you for years.
Do you have anything you wanted to say, Curtis?
He's a man of few words. Make the motion.
Any discussion? A roll call vote?
Bell?
Yes.
Rolfson? Wright?
Yes.
Bishop?
Yes.
Motion passes. And we have a resolution establishing a project fund for the Hawkeye Road Water Main Extension Project.
So just to back up here a little bit, we're gonna look at taking water out on Dubuque up to Hawkeye specifically for this new business.
Yes.
Prinsco wants to hook up too?
Prinsco wants to hook up too.
For sure.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, wanna hook up too?
I don't know.
Got 3 months to force Danny to do it, can we force him?
No, and it doesn't do anything of any importance from now on.
Definitely be available for any other businesses. If they already have a well and it's working, there's probably not a big incentive for them to hook up.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't, I mean, there'd be no reason to.
We've got 2 wells out there. Someday.
Yeah, it'll definitely be cheaper than drilling a new well if you ever had to do that.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
Does also add a lot to fire protection out that way. All the businesses will benefit from it.
Right.
This is just establishing a project funding
So moved.
accounting system.
Second.
Discussion? A roll call vote?
Rolfson?
Yep.
Wright?
Yes.
Bishop?
Yes.
Bell?
Yes.
Resolution passes. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed signify by saying no. We're adjourned at 7:39.